Hey Central Texas, it's Cindy Bell, your favorite Central Texas real estate agent here, giving you another stat update on Travis County. All right, so Travis County, that's mostly Austin. There are some other cities that feed into the Travis County, but for the most part, it's Austin. So when I say Austin, I'm not excluding Pflugerville and Lakeway and um, BKs and all those other smaller cities that sit inside of Travis County. So when I'm pulling this chart, when I'm pulling this data, this is for all of Travis County. And one thing I love to do is going back in time to understand what's going on in the now. So this goes back to 2006, and this is as far back as the MLS, Unlock MLS, can go back with data. So as you can see in 2006, we were around about $200,000 on an average price point here in the Travis County area. And the blue line is the listing price. The orange is the close price, and the green is appreciation, right? So between '06 and say 12, starting around in '08, if you're old enough to remember, and if you're in the housing market back then, we had a lending crisis in the United States. It started about in '08. And then for Austin, it really felt flat, meaning very little appreciation over time till about 2012. So from about 2006 to 2012, we saw an average appreciation in our market over year for all the properties that have closed of about $5,000. And that's not a lot. I mean, compared to, to $200,000 price point, but it is modest appreciation. And then starting in 2012, that yellow line for appreciation, it jumped to about 18,000 year over year of appreciation, right? So if I go back and look at now versus 2020, a good rate of return for homes invested. Now, COVID. So here I want to point out COVID. So starting in 2020, we started to see changes, right? And then it really took off in 2021 and 2022. That's when we saw what I consider the COVID market, when we had really low interest rates, we had a lot of money in circulating, we had supply chain issues, we had issues going on, political issues going on. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and in that meantime, a lot of people were moving, and there weren't a lot of homes for sale. So that drove pricing at the time. So you had not a lot of not a lot to choose from housing stock wise, and a lot of people looking at the same time, and that drove prices where they're at, right? So just like when we had the lending situation back in '08, 9, 10, when the bottom went, came out a little bit, right? And it came back up, and we normalized on appreciation, like starting in 2012. Same thing is happening now with the market coming out of COVID. So what we're seeing is, if you bought, in 2022, based on normal appreciation. So if COVID never happened, right? If COVID never happened, I would have purchased down here, which is in 2022, around 431,000. If COVID never happened, I would have been somewhere around this green line of appreciation. But COVID happened, and this was what people just chose to pay for: a house. All fine and good. When I'm explaining that to my buyers, I'm like, you're paying over list, so you're borrowing appreciation from the future, and you're bringing it to the now, and so you're going to need to stay in here for that appreciation to catch up to you. And for the buyers that I worked with, they understood that, and they're still in their homes, and they're very happy. So for sellers or buyers at the point in time here, now are sellers, they're seeing this precipitous drop. It is a drop, but it's a normalization in pricing, because we have higher interest rate. We have more listings for sale than buyers out there. So just like any other supply and demand, this is, economics 101. You have more supply, then you have demand, prices come down. Simple. So what I would say to a seller at this point in time is, if you can get your sales price anywhere in this, triangle here and you're above the appreciation line, you're winning. You are winning because it's over the appreciation of what it should have been if you just looked at normal math. So if I bought here, it would take me to about 2031 to realize my appreciation and for it to collapse. Some areas are hitting it quicker, some aren't. But these are things to take in consideration. One, when you're pricing to sell, and two, when you're buying. So a good real estate agent should be able to provide this to you on any property that you're purchasing. This is mega information. This is like 360,000 listings that I'm pulling and extrapolating this information from. But you can get it down to a zip code. It'd be hard probably at a neighborhood. It depends on how big the neighborhood is. But you can get this and do a pricing out to see where you think you should be priced as a seller, or even better, where you think you need to be buying as a buyer. And maybe it's just not the right house. There's plenty of houses to choose from. So if you have more questions about how to properly price your home to sell, or what you think you should be buying your house for, please give me a call or subscribe. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of me. It's easy to find me online, and I'd be happy to walk you through this. And as with everything in life, smart decisions start with smart information. And this here, guys, is smart information, and be equipped to make those smart decisions for you and your family in your next home purchase or sale.